We will now be taking a look at the male ward. As previously stated, the male ward is located on the left-hand side of the asylum. It's basically located all the way on the other side across the female ward from the courtyard. And so this is where the asylum's male patients are treated. And this location is seen during the male ward chapter in Outlast, but it's also seen in Outlast Whistleblower in the chapter Exit. And so yeah, the male ward is very similar to the female ward in terms of basically just appearance and even the actual layout. And so there are some differences here and there, and I'll make sure to point them out as further along in the actual tour. But as for the actual exterior, let's get this out of the way first. And so yeah, again, you got 3 main levels, and then kind of this kind of upper attic level as well, which you never do go into. Again, you don't really go into any of the attic spaces, except really the exception of the vocational block in Outlast Whistleblower. So yeah, again, you got sandstone on the exterior here, and so yeah, again, a lot of this is very similar to the actual female ward. You know, very symmetrical, as you can see. Main entrance kind of in the middle here, and then kind of these areas that also stick out here. This is for the staircases. You also got 2 staircases in the back as well. Going on to kind of the left-hand side now here, so you can see that this area kind of butts up against this maintenance shed in the courtyard here. And yeah, kind of going along this side. So here we find another way to access the male ward. So there's actually really 3 or really 4 ways of accessing the male ward. So you have the main entrance. You can access it from the administration block on kind of the left-hand side of the male ward. You also have one on the right-hand side, which connects the prison block and vocational block. And there's actually a way up from the sewer as well, which is how you access the male ward in the main game. And in Outlast Whistleblower, you access it through the vocational block. And so yeah, left-hand side here, again, you kind of got, this area looks very similar to what you see for the right-hand side of the female ward. And so you have this area, there's really nothing in here, and we really don't know what's supposed to be here. So it's really left up to your imagination as to what this would be. You only really have these 2 hallways that connect the male ward to the administration block here. So yeah, again, 3 levels, sandstone, and you know, all that. Going on to the left-hand side here, so this basically faces the wilderness. And so yeah, this would be your dorms and stuff like that. Got the other corner here, so you get to see some of the interior from here. Going on to the back, yeah, there's really nothing much interesting here. You just got the 2 staircases. Again, this would all just look very similar to what the rear of the female ward and really the prison block would look. The prison block, so what the back of the prison block looks like, this would basically, the back of the male ward would look like that. Since, as you can see, a lot of this isn't loaded in. There's no walls here on these back areas, so like the rear and the sides. So Red Barrels didn't bother putting in the walls like they did for the front, because you're really not supposed to be seeing all this. Going on to the corner here, you got the other corner, and then now we're on the right-hand side. So this means that we'll be able to see the vocational block. So all of these windows here overlook the vocational block. So that means when Miles was in here, he would have been able to see the vocational block where Waylon was, which I always thought was pretty cool. And so yeah, we got another connection here. So again, this connects the, it's basically 2 sets of hallways. One goes to the prison block and one goes to the vocational block. And of course, this vocational block would be for the male patients, so to say. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Don't really have a whole lot to really say. Again, it's really very similar to the female ward here. But we will see a lot more differences once we actually do head inside. So yeah, again, this is the main entrance. You can access it from the courtyard. And we should also have a plaque here that says male ward. Yep, there it is. Just in case you don't know where you are. So again, it's kind of raised up on kind of this, kind of this platform here, this foundation that's pretty tall. And so the actual stairs here are a little bit different to the female ward. So there's actually kind of a little area here with a set of stairs, whereas the female ward just had stairs. It didn't have this whole area here. So just one of the small differences between the two. But now that we can actually head inside here, so you are going to see, yeah, it is a little bit different than the female ward. Especially here in this, starting out in the entrance here, it is quite different. One of the differences that you are going to notice probably right away is the fact that there are these areas here at the sides. So the female ward's entrance is completely open. In the male ward, however, you do have these offices at the side. So just these rooms that have a lot of glass here. So it's not really so to say that these are like actual walls. Most of them are of these like glass panes. And you also do have a door at each end. And so yeah, these are offices. So you got desk, filing cabinets. Actually, a couple of desks here, a few desks, and some bookcases in the other office. So yeah, the female ward does not have this. But another difference you are going to notice, of course, is the different wall coverings and flooring. So the female ward has tile, and the male ward has kind of this wood pattern here. So it does look a little bit nicer. So I don't know if this is actually original, but I think it definitely would be, given its actual like age. So as you can see, the male ward is also not in the best of shape. It definitely shows signs of not being having maintenance work done. But for some reason, it doesn't have like the collapsing floors and like torn down walls and stuff like that. So actually, like it's not in the best of condition, but it's not the worst. So which is weird because there's not really a whole lot of actual maintenance work that appears to have been done. Although in some areas it definitely has been. You can in some areas here and there, but not everywhere. Like like the administration block. So yeah, wall coverings, yeah, a little bit different as well. The wall pattern that's closest to the female ward here in the male ward is this. So it's very similar, except the only difference is that it has this kind of light blue dado instead of the pink that the female ward has. So the female ward also had it in this area, but here in the male ward it's a little bit nicer looking because it's got this nice wood pattern here, and then just it's bare cement here. And so yeah, of course you got columns here, so a few columns throughout. They're pretty much in the same spots, I think. Just you got these offices here. And so yeah, we have fluorescent lights here, very nice. Some seating out here. So I guess this is kind of your kind of reception area. But much like the female ward, you do have the staircase and elevator here. That's kind of in this area at the very end of the entrance. So again, on the left-hand side, the stairs go up. On the right-hand side, the stairs go down to the basement. And so yeah, there's 3 main levels you can access with the elevator. Even though the elevator shaft does go down to the basement, the elevator doesn't actually make any stops there. There's no way to actually get off at this level. So you have to take the stairs. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this area. And you also do have this very nice kind of wood like ceiling tile that we do see in the administration block. So the female ward doesn't even get the luxury of having this. So yeah, at this point we can really go left or right. Left-hand side goes down this very wide hallway here, which is where I think we're gonna kind of start off with, which is very interesting because the female ward has an equivalent of this area, except it would be on this side. So, which is very interesting. So, you know, the two wards are basically like a mirror image, but not truly, because there are some differences. For example, where this very wide hallway is supposed to be. And so, yeah, very, very wide hallway here. Very large. Actually goes all the way to the very end. But yeah, it does contain one of the four kind of side staircases here. So kind of this U-shaped staircase with the landing. And unlike the female ward, it doesn't have like these areas underneath of like the chain link door or whatever it was, where it's kind of like a little bit of storage area. So I think actually maybe some of them in the male ward do, just not that one, because you do have to use this area to progress through the story. Yeah, alright, so yeah, again, I did point out earlier that it does have the this wall covering here, which you are going to see a lot throughout. So be ready for that. Again, we got the wood flooring here. More portraits. Yeah, some of the Asylum and some of former staff. We have radiators here, very nice, yep. So again, this shows very little signs of being maintenance, you know, being kept up. Got some more chairs, fluorescent lights, yeah. And at the very end here, you do have this office here. So another difference between the two is the female ward did not have this. This was just all open. Same for this office here as well. This just kind of extended into the exterior wall, but here you actually have like actual rooms. So yeah, this office, yeah, it's a pretty decent size. It's got a few desks here, so it's for a few people. Since one of the desks here has been thrown out, this whole window has just been completely shattered. And so yeah, this is the area where the maintenance shed kind of butts up alongside. And yeah, so that's part of the maintenance shed. And so yeah, you have these wood planks here. So it's a little bit different than some of the other ones we've seen before. Again, got that wood ceiling and a little cross here. And so yeah, there's really not a whole lot to really talk about. There's just wood flooring and a lot of the usual stuff we've basically seen. And also I will point out that there's two doors here. So there's two doors to access this office, although for some reason the doors are different. So this one has like the window, this one is just like the regular door. So I'm not sure why that is. But then this office also leads into a smaller office. This is more like a private office since it only has one desk here. And so this is very interesting because you don't really see rooms in this area, because in like other portions, you don't really have anything here. But here you do, like an actual room in the space between like the staircase and the hallways. And so yeah, this office doesn't really have a whole lot going on with it. It's pretty basic. It's got the wood flooring, but then it's like basically just white throughout here. So pretty, very, very basic room. So, but you know, it's just meant just as an office, so not much to it. And then this right here is boarded up, but this actually does go to the administration block, as we've seen before. So Miles wasn't too far off from the administration block when he was in this section of the game. And again, at the end here of the hallway, it does have these wood planks here. So unlike what you see here, where it has the standard male ward colors for the wall pattern. So yeah, there's very nice arches here as well. And I think that's basically it for this room. Over here, you can see on this side there are a couple of openings here, a couple of archways. One of them leads you kind of towards, well, they both lead to basically the same area, although just different kind of sections here. This one that's boarded up actually is the other side of the hallway that leads to the baths. So the baths for the male ward. When you're turning on the two sprinkler valves. So when you go through this area, you're actually on the other side of this area that you were in just minutes earlier. And so yeah, the male ward baths here. So again, this is pretty cool because we don't actually get to see the female ward baths, just the male ward ones. So this kind of gives us an idea of what the female ward baths would look like. Basically much like this, I imagine, just with pink tile instead of blue, which for some reason has glitched out using this mod. Same for the actual floor. The flooring is like these very small, like gray tiles, but here it's glitched out. So I'm not sure why that is. Every time I open up this mod, this glitches out. Like this room and the laundry room just glitches out for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, male ward baths. So you have, of course, bathtubs, and there's 7 of them. I think that's correct. Yeah, so 7 bathtubs, and they're usually placed up against the window. And so this looks out towards the wilderness. At the other end, you do have 2 of these deep sinks here with a mirror. So yeah, the sprinklers are on, yeah. So yeah, sprinkler valves, again, fire suppression system. You have air ducts here, and a lot of these exposed pipes here. I got another cross. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really a whole lot to this room either. Again, fairly basic and pretty self-explanatory. The only other thing that's really worth noting is that this is where one of the sprinkler valves is. So this is for the, what is it called? The, totally forgot, it's not, I can't recall, it's the sprinkler room. Okay, so yeah, for the sprinklers, that's what I meant. So this is the sprinkler valve for the sprinklers. And so there's 2 of them. The other one is in the laundry room. It's in like a storage room in the laundry room. So the first one here is located in this little room that's just off of the baths. And so again, this would have like the same floor coverings and the same walls and floor as the baths. It's just, again, it's glitched out for some reason. And so yeah, going back out, yeah, we have this hallway here. And so yeah, again, pretty self-explanatory, more of the standard male ward wall pattern here, more wood flooring, more portraits, and we do have some signs directing us to different areas. Right over here we have this room, so we've seen this in the female ward as like a classroom because it had like a chalkboard. This one doesn't, and you just see a few tables, so I'm guessing that this is just like a break room of some sorts, since you do have some corpses of some employees here. So kind of just a little like break room pretty much. Just an area to hang out, really. And so yeah, this all kind of curves around, it's a lot more open. Like the equivalent of this area in the female ward is a little bit more closed off because there's like a door here and a door here, but here it's a little bit more open in the male ward. Over here we have one of the corner offices. So we do see this in the female ward. We can never access the equivalent of this area in the female ward. Just the other office that's on the other end. So I guess this is what it would look like in the female ward, just with female ward the female ward colors. Again, the flooring has glitched out, but I do think that this is supposed to be wood. I'm pretty sure, because the other one, I'm pretty sure also had wood. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure that this is also supposed to be wood, but for whatever reason, again, it's glitched out. But yeah, it's got these different areas kind of closed off here. So you have this area over here. You got a single desk. Another area over here. And then this one has like the actual, again, like the windows with the doors. These ones just get like a counter. And I'm not sure really how you're supposed to get past this without hopping over it, because there's no like openings or like doors you can like open. So that's a little bit weird. I'm guessing some kind of oversight by the developers. So yeah, more computer desks. So yeah, again, this is pretty stereotypical of an office. You got these windows here, so you got the very tall windows for the first floor. They do get a little bit smaller the higher you go up. Again, you have the different floor heights, as we've seen so far. So yeah, just, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of the same fixtures we've seen throughout so far. So yeah, more signs, more portraits, and this kind of just wraps around here. So we have another staircase at this end. So again, you do have the brick on this side, and then just kind of this standard kind of cement here, stucco, and wood flooring. Okay, so yeah, this one has like the little closed off area here. Very similar to what we've seen in the female ward. And yeah, so right over here is the laundry room that I was talking about earlier. Again, this is where one of the sprinkler valves is located, so the other one. Again, the wall covering has glitched out along with the floor, but it is the same as what is seen in the baths. It's like this blue tile. So think of like the pink tile we've seen in the female ward. It's just, it looks like that, except it's light blue. But as for this room, yeah, the laundry room is very similar in layout to the one in the female ward, as you can see. So it's got the storage room, and it's got this area in the back. The only really difference is, with the exception of like the actual like wall coverings and floor, is that it's in a different area. So in the female ward, this would have been located in this area, but here it's actually located more towards the back here. So that means it doesn't have this door here that the female ward does. So this would lead to it would have been located actually right about here. Yeah. So, but male ward laundry room is in a different area. So that also means it doesn't have the laundry chute either. So no laundry chute for the male ward. And yeah, it's got these small windows here that we've also seen. And it's also got the washing machines, so the old-fashioned washing machines here. And some tables for, I guess, just sorting out all the different clothes. You also got some lockers, laundry hampers here, and also some shelves in this area for storing clothes. So yeah, it's a little bit dark here, but yeah, this is just basically a storage room for the clothes. And right over here is the other sprinkler valve. So it's located in kind of this more larger storage room than the other one I've seen before. So, but it's, again, pretty boring, just shelves, lockers, so just more storage. Alright, yeah, more deep sinks. And then going out back here, say you got these very nice kind of rounded columns here, these concrete columns. More signs here, directing us towards the laundry room. And so yeah, we just made a full circle around this area. Right over here, this door leads you down a hallway that leads to kind of this, I don't know, like a locker room. It's like a locker room, but it's also like an area for, it's like a restroom. So it's got urinals, it's got sinks. So like this half is lockers, this half is sinks and urinals here. So another kind of area more so for the actual employees, since the patients get their own locker rooms on the upper floors, just like the female ward. And speaking of the female ward, yeah, this area is a lot bigger than what the female ward has. The female ward also had something pretty similar, except the male ward is much larger. So much larger. It's got this kind of half wall in the center of it. So we have urinals on one side and more lockers on the other side. And yeah, a lot of lockers here. A lot of the smaller ones where you have like two stacked up on top of each other, and then the full width ones where it's so large that a person can fit into one of these. And some of these like benches here, more lockers, and a lonely urinal in one corner. More sinks, mirrors. So yeah, pretty standard stuff you expect to find in a room such as this one. So yeah, white tile, and then just kind of this kind of grayish concrete here. So yeah, very basic. Yeah, gray tile. And yeah, exposed air ducts, fluorescent lights. And so yeah, there's two ways to actually access this room. One is from the other end that we were just at, but there's also one at the other side here that's kind of in this almost closed off area since you got these walls here. And this leads back out into the main areas. So yeah, going back where we were, this actually connects to this hallway here. So you have one hallway here, and then this hallway is kind of runs perpendicular to the locker room. All that's really here is a restroom. So the one with like the 3 stalls here, and the 3 sinks, and also you got 3 urinals here. So again, it's pretty dark in here, but you do have white tile and kind of this very large tile we've seen before on the administration block. So this doesn't look original to me. I think this may have been changed at some point, but I'm not really sure. And right over here, yeah, this doesn't go anywhere. This is a dead end. The other side of this is the hallway that connects, that has the baths. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this area. So yeah, going out back into the main hallways here. So yeah, very similar to what we've seen in the female ward. You have kind of this like H-shaped area. So you have 2 hallways here connected by a smaller one that kind of runs perpendicular. This also contains the sprinkler room. And so yeah, when you activate the 2 sprinkler valves, this activates the sprinkler. So yeah, you have all the machinery for it. A lot of pipes as well. Pretty bare room as well. So just a lot of concrete here. Pretty self-explanatory here. So I think the female ward also does have this, except because there is a door here, but you can never, there's nothing in here. Also over here, this is where the locker room for the female workers would be, but there's nothing here, as you can see, for the male ward, because this is where the locker room for the male workers is located. So, but there was like a door here in the female ward. There was the locker room where you access from the upper floors in the story. So more windows for the laundry room, and this goes back to this area. So you got a door here with the glass panel surrounding it, with a gap at the top. Breaking our way down, yeah, very reminiscent of the female ward in terms of layout. Just wood flooring and the male ward colors here for the wallpaper. And just like what we have in the female ward, you do have the cafeteria here on this side. And on this side would be, yeah, you have another staircase. Not really a whole lot to really say. It's just a lot like the other staircases we've seen so far. And also here you have another office. Similar to the female ward one, except this one has like the panels here. The female ward one was just completely open. Except I think it did have this right here. So this closed off area, but not this one over here. So again, just office, got several desks here, bulletin boards, some shelves here. And there are two ways to access it, unlike the other office. So either from this hallway, or actually basically the same hallway, except just kind of makes a few turns. And at the very end is, yeah, at the end of the hallway, just a window here. Which isn't really supposed to exist because it does not line up with the other windows that we see. So yeah, windows here as well on the actual interior. So this looks into the cafeteria. And so, oh yeah, and there's also no doors here. So again, one of the differences between the two is that the male ward has the laundry room, and the female ward has this unknown room at the back that had two doors leading into it. So again, there's nothing there. So we really don't know what that looks like in the female ward because there's nothing in the male ward to compare it to. So going down here, yeah, this is all open here. Another entrance to laundry room. As well on this side, over here as well. And once we get to the end here, you're going to see more differences between the two wards. Again, this is where the very wide hallway in the female ward was located. So this area looks pretty different. So there's no kitchen, and there was you had the main hallway, and then there was like another hallway that ran parallel with it, and this actually led into the cafeteria. But here in the male ward, you still do have like the this hallway here, but it actually does contain a storage room, since there's no wide hallway like you see in the female ward. So yeah, another boring storage room. It's very basic, very run down here as well. So there's really not a whole lot to really talk about it, just some shelves, a sink, and a bucket for the janitor. So yeah, pretty boring little space. But yeah, another door here, and you just have a hallway here with another staircase. So this is the fourth and final staircase. And this connects back into the main area here. So the main entrance. So we've now gone in a full circle of the first floor, so now we just kind of need to wrap things up here. So right over here at the other end is the kitchen. So the female ward does not have a kitchen. It does have a pantry, but it did not have this fully fledged kitchen here. And this is on, yeah, this side here. So yeah, very large kitchen. It's got basically the same wall coverings that we've seen throughout, and like these large like linoleum tiles here. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, it has so many fixtures. I mean, for one, it has kind of these, I think these are supposed to be like refrigerators here, kind of like mini meat lockers, I think. A lot of shelves, regular sized refrigerator, ranges, you know, stoves. Got kind of these prep areas with, you know, pots hanging up from these racks. Cabinet space, sinks, these buckets here. Got more racks here, more prep areas, and kind of these carts that move around food as well. And it also features a dumbwaiter, which of course is infamous for being the way that Rick Traeger captures Miles Upshur in the main game. This is how Miles actually escapes the male ward basement. And so yeah, there's a few ways to access the kitchen. One is from the hallway we just went through, but there's also one that connects it directly to the cafeteria. And it also does have this pantry area here. Some more cabinet space, got some microwaves, more cabinet space, and then a smaller little storage area with some shelves. Some kind of like canned goods. So got some cans here. Very small area that shouldn't exist because it's kind of outside of the realm of the exterior walls, how this would be. So this would just be an area that just kind of sticks out randomly. Same for the kitchen as well. This area really shouldn't be out here. This should kind of be kind of jut out here, kind of juts out. So since it would be outside here, yeah, you can see this is the exterior wall, and it sticks out outside of that. But yeah, going into the cafeteria here, it's very dark, so I'll try my best to show you as much as I can here. It is similar in layout to the female ward one. You know, it's got the windows here. Very large room with pillars. But the wall coverings are different because it gets tile instead of the wallpaper here that the female ward has. Also different flooring as well, not tile, the standard tile, but kind of the newer looking one, the very large kind of tiles. It also does have the pantry here, except it's a little bit different because in the female ward, this area extended all the way out here, so there's a door here. The female ward, the male ward, on the other hand, doesn't have this, so just kind of this open area. The pantry stops right here, so at the actual serving area. So food would be brought out here from the kitchen, and this is how the patients would actually get their food here. And so yeah, a lot of light fixtures, ventilation ducts, so pretty self-explanatory here. And it's got these seats here, so kind of these kind of what you would almost find in like school, I think. What were these, like, you know, just very large tables with the seats at either end. Yeah, something like that. But that's actually going to be it for the first level. So I've pretty much covered just about everything I want to cover on the first floor. So that means we can now head on up to the second floor here. And so again, there's a few ways to access it. One of which is through the staircase and elevator. The main staircase and elevator, and of course we also have the 4 smaller staircases. You can also access it from the administration block or the prison and vocational block, since again they do connect. And so yeah, you know, you have kind of this entrance here, very similar to the female ward. So there's really not as much differences on the upper floors of the male ward as there is on the female ward. For the most part, it's pretty similar. Of course, there are some differences which I am going to point out. Again, you got the standard male ward wall pattern here, but other than that, it's pretty similar to the female ward. Really, the only difference there is that the height of the second floor of the male ward is actually lower than the female ward, because if you've noticed, on the female ward, the second floor is actually taller. So that means that the height of the second floor in the male ward is the same height as the third floor of the female ward. And the third floor of the male ward is also the same height as the second floor. So as you will see here. So it doesn't have the extra tall ceilings that you see on the second floor of the female ward. And so yeah, again, pretty basic here. A couple of portraits. It's got a fire extinguisher. Some outlets here. Yep. And some security cameras as well. So the female ward didn't have security cameras either. And right over here is this room. Yeah, again, kind of this unknown room here. That's at the very front, right over the entrance. So probably mostly an office is my best guess. then going at the sides here, and so yeah, you got this hallway here. Similar to what you see in the female ward, except again, the height is different. And this hallway actually doesn't go as far as it should, because you do have these U-shaped hallways here, which the female ward does not have. And so yeah, these U-shaped hallways you will also see in the prison block. So it's kind of, there's one of these in the prison block as well, but the male ward actually has two of these. So yeah, the other staircase here, this is the only one that Miles actually this is the only staircase that Miles ends up using in the male ward. So again, as for these actual areas, they're kind of broken up into 3 areas. So you have this smaller hallway with a door that doesn't really go anywhere. We don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't really have any actual clue as to what this is supposed to be. So it's basically left up to your imagination. Another door here. This one has 2 windows, so you can get some views of the courtyard from here. So again, this area is the area that Waylon goes through in Outlast Whistleblower at the end of the game. And kind of this area here with another door that leads into that mystery room. But this also ends up going to the administration block, just like this area down here. And so then that is the administration block. And now this is what I consider to be the male ward, because it does have the male ward wall coverings here. And you know, it's decorated like the male ward. Yeah, so again, this is pretty self-explanatory, I think. Just more hallways. And this leads you towards the wards, well, the actual dormitories. The doors here are also different because they have windows on them. Well, the windows are a bit different. The doors are also kind of metal instead of wood. And yeah, so these dorms on the 2nd floor, you cannot access any of them. So really the only best reference you have for these areas are the ones in the male ward. I think that these would look the same as the ones on the 3rd floor, you know, with the lower height as well, because again, the 2nd floor, the rest of the 2nd floor of the male ward is the same height as the 3rd floor. So these dorms would look pretty much the same. So again, you would have the 2 dorms on each side that are connected in the center by hallways. 2 hallways. And then they also have hallways on the other sides that have a restroom. So this is above the this area here with the baths and kind of that break room and part of the laundry room. Now I'm going back out here, so yeah, this is the area that Waylon goes through. And I'm also guessing that's why you cannot access any of these dorms, is because there's really no point in having that, since Waylon is basically near the end. He has no reason to want to go into these rooms. So yeah, it's pretty dark here, but this would look a lot like this area. So just the wood planking, male ward wall pattern. So also, yeah, ventilation ducts. Have another dorm here. So yeah, this area you cannot go outside of. So past these doors, you cannot go here into this area at the back. So yeah, Waylon passes through this area. And here you can see one of the major differences of the 2nd floor on the male ward versus the female ward is the female ward had this very large office here, which actually contained the laundry chute. But here in the male ward, it's a smaller office, so it's only about half the size, and it doesn't have the laundry chute either because, again, the laundry room is at the back, and the laundry chute has nowhere else to connect to on the upper floors. So yeah, again, pretty standard office here. I've just got the single door, some glass windows, kind of this kind of iron grate at this one side here, which the female ward also had for its office, except it had two. So again, pretty rundown here. So pretty basic office, just two desks, filing cabinet, bulletin board, yep. And right over here is kind of what I consider to be a janitor's closet. So which does contain an electrical box, which it's hard to see because it's so dark in this room, because you never do actually end up accessing either of the janitor's closets. So, but it does look a lot like one that I've seen. So it has two doors as well. So one from this side and one from this hallway here. It's a bit difficult to see, but you can just barely see it there. And where the heck is it? It's right over here somewhere. Right over here, yep. So this door is actually open. But of course you can't go into this area. And yeah, so there's nothing over here. Yep, just a staircase. Another dorm. Kind of going out here. So yeah, there would be a corner dormitory, much like the ones in the female ward, except you cannot access any of the corner dorms in the male ward. So, but they would look a lot like the ones you do see in the female ward. Is my best guess. Just imagine just the male ward wall pattern. Another staircase. So yep. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I really need to talk too much about this. So just, fire suppression system, air ducts, lighting fixtures. This would be this room pretty much that you see on the third floor. So this is for the patients. It's what I think is for the patients. So it's just like a shower room for the patients. This is where they would get washed up, have some lockers to store clothes in, and kind of just get ready for the day pretty much. Early, this would be used for the, most likely by the patients in the corner dorms, because the, I guess also really these rooms too, because they don't get their own washrooms either, only toilets. See another staircase here. Again, it's very open. It's much more open than the one in the female ward, because the one in the female ward had like doors here, or at least for the third floor. But you can go all the way to the other side from here, from just this one hallway. Again, another corner dorm would be here, but we can't really see what that would look like. Going back around to the other side, so you have more dorms here. And so this is kind of proof that Red Barrels reused a lot of assets, because there's an exit sign in this room, even though you never go into it. So I guess they just kind of copy and pasted that. So just a random exit sign here for a room that you can't even access. So yeah, this would be above the cafeteria here. So this is towards the side that looks to the vocational block. The other side here, so yeah, more hallways here. So yeah, you can't go past this point in Whistleblower, normally. There's also no storage room like you see on the third floor of the male ward. Since this room right here, the only purpose of this room on the third floor, the storage room, is for Traeger. This is a room that Traeger goes into after you evade him for the first time. And yeah, so this connects back to this area. So we've basically done a circle now of the second floor. So going on to the other side, more hallways here, and the last staircase on this floor, at least. And we have more of those U-shaped hallways again. So very similar to the one seen on the other side. Of course, you can see the chapel from here. and kind of that unknown room here. We really don't know what's supposed to be here. And so this leads to the vocational block and prison block here. So yeah, this is the end of the male ward here. And then this is now just hallways, so going to the vocational block and prison block, like I said. You have a similar area on the 3rd floor, which we're going to see soon. And yeah, very good. So that's going to be it for the 2nd floor, that looks like. Yeah, we've basically gone through everything. And so that means it's now time for the 3rd floor, the very top floor that you can access. So again, very similar to what we've seen with the 2nd floor here. Although there are some differences, some very minor differences, like this area juts out here for some reason. It's not like flush. So the door here isn't flush with the rest of the room. Same on this side here. But yeah, you have some ventilation ducts which you can access on this floor, unlike the 2nd floor. Since you really use these for hiding from Traeger. They're there for your advantage. Yeah, more security cameras. And you have some signs directing you towards the elevator. You do not see this really in the other areas of the male ward, just on this floor, since, again, they're there to help you, find a key in the elevator and actually find the elevator after getting the key to make this area a little bit easier, since you do have Traeger going after you on this floor. Up the tops of the staircases here, and there would be more corner dormitories here. So again, we do not see any of these. And so from this area, you can also not access the administration block from here. As you can see, this side is only connected by 2 floors. Same really for the other side, except it's on the upper 2 floors, not the lower 2 floors. So there's no area connecting the 3rd floor of the administration block to the 3rd floor of the male ward, just like we've seen in the female ward. There's no connection on the 3rd floor, really, interior-wise. So yeah, more hallways, and yeah, here you can get a look at one of those larger dorms here. So yeah, very similar to the female ward. It's got the 6 columns here, 3 windows at each end, well, one end. It's got hallways here that have basically this lavatory, pretty much, restroom area with 3 stalls, 4 urinals, and also just 2 sinks instead of 3. So again, pretty basic, just tile here, pretty typical for a restroom. And it does have the 2 very small kind of like vestibule areas, just these very small hallways that connect the 2 dorms to each other. So they're a little bit inconsistent because this one has like the male ward wall pattern here, the standard male ward wall pattern here, but these ones are all white on this side for some reason. And you can also see that the dorms do have security cameras as well. So mostly on the pillars. Also got fire extinguishers. And you also can get an idea of what the furniture would be laid out here. So this room isn't perfectly intact, but some furniture does appear to be unmoved. So you can get an idea of what this would have looked like prior to the Mount Massive Asylum incident. So, just a 1 bed with a mattress, kind of a blue bed sheet, and also this green side table. And that's all you really get in here. So yeah, another restroom here. This one's very dark to see, so we won't spend too much time in here. But it looks a lot like the one that we saw earlier. Some more signs here directing us towards the elevator. This area is very similar to what we just saw on the second floor. So, janitor's closet here, the electrical box, an office here. Of course, this is the office where you get the keys. So there's actual keys here for some of the areas that require locks here. So you have one for storage, the janitor, which we just saw, the elevator, and also the dorms as well. So the dorms would be locked, I'm guessing, during nighttime. And so yeah, there's no grate here, like the one on the second floor, although there probably would be one. It was just removed for gameplay reasons. And so yeah, these hallways you're also going to notice have less doors than the one on the second floor. So there would be doors here at these, right about here and here. Like in the female ward, there would be double doors at these ends too, but here on the third floor it's much more open. And I'm again guessing that's for gameplay reasons. You still do have a door at the other end here. And so yeah, this area is closed off, unlike the second floor here. So a lot of these areas are pretty inconsistent with each other. You would think they would be a lot more identical. But again, I'm guessing that's just for gameplay reasons. Another staircase here, yeah, it's very bare. So not really a lot to really talk about here. Another corner dorm here. As well as the locker room / shower room here. It's got some benches here, yeah, lockers. You also got sinks at the end where the door is, and just showers here. So I think 8 showers it is. Yeah. And so again, I'm guessing that's for the patients. Just really makes sense since this is where the upper 2 floors is really where the patients would be staying. So that's where the dorms are. And the main floor is just kind of for staff, but also patients as well. And more staircases here, and this would also be another corner dorm. Going on to the other side here, yeah, more dorms here, so yeah, just a lot of dormitory space. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of it is the same that we've seen before. Has the restroom area with the ventilation ducts. So this one Miles actually has to use in order to progress through the story. And so yeah, this dorm as well as the other one here actually look out towards the vocational block. Like I've said, this is where Miles would be able to see this, since this restroom here is where he gets tortured by Rick Traeger. This is where he has his fingers removed. So where he gets tortured is one of the restrooms of a dormitory, and this restroom is a little bit odd because it's missing its stalls. So again, that's kind of really for gameplay reasons. So those stalls take up a lot of space in this room here. So by removing them, you get a little bit more space in this area. And it also has tile in here instead of typically what you see in the other areas, which is like wood flooring. So this one is the only one that has tile in it for some reason. And yeah, that's gonna be it pretty much for that. Again, pretty self-explanatory here. I just feel like I'm really repeating myself at this point. So yeah, that goes to kind of that middle area. Again, there is the storage room here. I'm guessing that's what this key is for, since this panel right here of the keys is only on the 3rd floor. It's not here on the 2nd floor. And so yeah, this goes back out to the main area. So we just have this hallway left, which contains the final staircase, smaller staircase. And then right over here, So this area right here, I'm guessing would be another dorm. I'm guessing that this area would be a lot like what we saw in the female ward, where it's like this right here. So this area you can like pass through, specifically this area. So there's like 2 doors at each end here. I'm guessing that this is what this would look like. Because there would be a door here, but also you see there's a door over here that leads to the vocational block and the prison block here. So I'm guessing that this is what this would look like. Like this area, just kind of give you an idea of what this would look like. So just that area where all the floors have collapsed. And so yeah, like I said, connects to the prison block and vocational block. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for that. That's pretty much it for the 3rd floor. And so yeah, past this point you would just have like the attic space. Again, we can't access that. We just have the elevator shaft that goes up here. So this is the actual elevator shaft, very similar to one in the female ward. The elevator cab is also very similar. Again, it has the emergency hatch. So elevator supplied by Morin. So going down here. So that means we only have the basement left to explore. And so this is the basement of the male ward. So the male ward basement is much larger than the female ward. So if you recall, the female ward basement was very small. It was just the staircase and like a hallway for room, like a dormitory. The male ward basement on the other end is a lot bigger. It basically spans pretty much the entire, basically like underground of the male ward, as you can see. It's very extensive. And so yeah, where to go from here? So yeah, it's basically a lot of hallways here, as you can see. So a lot of these like brick hallways with cement flooring. So yeah, it's a lot more basic than the upper floors. A lot of exposed piping as well and ventilation ducts. So yeah, more hallways here. And right over here you can see is a classroom. So it does have a classroom like the female ward, except it's in the basement, unlike the main floor, like the female ward, or even the vocational block for that matter. So yeah, and it's going to be a bit difficult to kind of get a good idea of what this would look like, the basement areas, because as you can see, the ground here kind of intersects. So I'll try my best to kind of showcase the entire room here. So yeah, 2 chalkboards, a lot of tables here, and at the one end you have a lot of glass here. So there's 2 doors here, there's one at the other end as well. And for some reason it has just like a door here. Again, possibly for gameplay reasons. So yeah, a lot of brick here, yep. And yeah, it's pretty basic here. Right over here is this room, so this is like a pantry area, which does contain the dumbwaiter that Miles uses to go up. So yeah, this is how he escapes the basement, but then falls into the hands of Traeger. So yeah, I have more kind of these lockers here, and just for storage of food. It's got this very interesting floor pattern that you do not really see anywhere else. Kind of like this corrugated like metal here. And so right over here, this leads you towards the sewer. So this curved staircase here actually leads to the sewer. And so of course we're going to take a look at that later in the game, in the sewer section. So yeah, signs directing you towards the mail ward. There's also one right above this door. So when you're still in the sewer section and you come across this area, you're actually right on the other side of the pantry here. That is the dumbwaiter. So yeah, some of these very narrow hallways here, yeah, we're getting really into some of the more back spaces. Really the back spaces of the asylum, really these back areas. Really just heading deeper into the building. So yeah, mail ward. Yeah, just a lot of brick here. So yeah, again, here, try to get a better view of this. Yeah. So these underground passages that lead to the sewer. With like these curved ceilings here as well. And for some reason, like these areas exist as just like these like U-shaped hallways that branch off the main area. So yeah, mail ward. So if you go that way, it leads you back to the mail ward. And this right here leads to an area that has a ladder that leads to the cesspool. So this would be part of the sewers. So yeah, as you can see, the basement of the male ward is a lot more extensive than the female ward, or even the administration block for that matter. So kind of giving you an idea of what this all looks like. Yeah, so this is underneath the courtyard. So that's how big the male ward basement is. Right over here is a dormitory. It's like an underground dorm, I'm guessing, because there are some beds here. Some evidence for this is that there are beds in here, and also a document in the game does say that there is an underground, like a basement ward. It's one of the documents written by David Annapurna. So I'm guessing that this is what that is supposed to be. So, but yeah, it's very basic room. It's just brick and also cement flooring. So definitely not the most nicest of the dorms. Definitely compared to the other ones we've seen above ground. But yeah, so this does connect back to this main area from the staircase. So there's a door here, and also a door here. And then there's a hallway that leads to this area over here. So this all just kind of wraps around. Basically, that's a big circle. So we're making our way down towards this side here, towards the left-hand side. We have another hallway here, and another staircase. A curved staircase, except this one actually goes up. So it's unknown how this would connect, since it doesn't exactly go anywhere. So I was always curious about that. Going over here, we have some offices, I'm guessing, since these ones show like the glass panels. And you also do have some desks here. So I'm guessing that these are offices. Pretty interesting wall covering here, kind of this mint color. And it just has the standard tile. So yeah, these are basically offices from what I can see. And so, oh yeah, this area. So there's another kind of mini cesspool area down here. So if you miss this jump, you actually fall to your death here. And has like these grates here. These would normally be closed, so this would not normally be like this. So, but as to why this is here, I have no idea. Why you would have something like this. It's a bit odd. So yeah, making our way down. So yeah, again, just, a lot of brick, cement flooring, ventilation ducts, pretty self-explanatory. Got some pipes here. And so yeah, heading deeper into the basement, you do have a morgue. So yeah, one of two morgues in the building. The other one is in the basement. Not the basement. The hospital, the crematorium specifically. And it does have this ventilation shaft here, which Miles does use to his advantage. So yeah, I got the tile here. White tile with like the mint color at the top. Also applied to the ceiling. So yeah, you have an operating table here, where you would perform autopsies. And then the actual, I don't even know what it's called. Was it like just, a place where the bodies would be placed into? I'm not recalling what it's called exactly off the top of my head. But anyways, yeah, let's see. Okay, so there's a hallway over here. Yep, and this leads back to the staircase area. So you have more of these like metal grate doors, but also you have some standard wooden doors here. Yeah, so storage rooms. Yeah, so with some gurneys here, some shelves. Yeah, ceiling in here is actually like these wood planks instead of just brick, which is nice. Another storage room with some sinks here, I'm guessing for probably just maintenance. There's also this very small maintenance room here, which you actually never do go into in the main game, in the actual story. So there's really not much to see in here, just a basic room. Another room here. Yeah, this is where basement, the mail ward basement chase begins when you hop down from the vent. So again, not really sure what this room here is. It's just another room in the basement. But over here is another kind of. This is more like a hospital room, really. So it's got like these closed off beds here. This really reminds me of a room seen in a demo. So it's got like the hospital beds and everything with like the curtains. So it really reminds me of that. So yeah, but it's a basic hospital room here. Not really a whole lot to really say, just more of that tile and the mint green wall pattern there, wall covering. Standard tile here. So this room looks a little bit more, kind of, I don't know, more presentable than some of the other rooms where it's just like brick and cement flooring, concrete flooring. So yeah, this room can only be accessed from this area here, these set of double doors. Besides that, it's just like a vent, which, normally you would not go through this. And so yeah, this whole area kind of wraps around, yep, back to these rooms here. And also this area. So you can see just how connected this whole basement is. So this leads back to the morgue and the rest of the basement. Back to kind of the staircase, the main staircase. More brick. And another kind of storage room, I'm guessing. If there's like a room that I don't know what the purpose of it is, I'm just going to call it like a storage room. This goes back here. So just a lot of hallways, as you can see, with kind of rooms in the areas between. Going down here, yep, you have another staircase going down to the sewer. See another sign that says mail ward. Yeah, that's why that's there. You also have a staircase going up. Yeah, these curved stairways here. And again, we don't know where the ones that go up go to. The ones that go down go to the sewer, but the ones that go up, we don't exactly know where really they go to. It doesn't really connect anywhere. And this one has like the door in the middle here. And yeah, so this is right on the other side of this area here, yep, except it's not connected. And this is the very end of the basement. It just ends off with these two rooms here. So just two kind of, I don't know, let's just call them storage rooms. But this one has like the ventilation shaft here. Yeah, here. And just to give you an idea where we are, this is underneath the left/back side of the mail ward here. So just to kind of show you how this all kind of fits together. So down there is the sewer. So this is the room with all the corpses in it. And so it's underneath this staircase here at the back. So laundry room. And so this is underneath the kind of more underneath the area of the cafeteria. And so I think that's really going to be it for the mail ward there. We've basically covered everything that I want to take a look at. And so yeah, and we have again, the staircase here. And that's how you access one of the ways to access the mail ward basement. And so that's going to conclude my look at the mail ward. The next area we'll be taking a look at is the prison block. So I hope to see you there.